Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sienna, sincerely Sienna, and I've gotten a lot of comments and views on my last video about me reading, and girlies, I'm happy we found something we can talk about because it's been a lot, okay? Last year in 2023, so that was literally a few weeks ago, I was able to complete 24 books, which I am so proud of myself. Like, I can't tell you the last time I've read that much, probably like since elementary school. But I did complete 24 books. I think when made my last video, it was like 13. But I did finish the year off strong with 24. And so today I just kind of wanted to touch on like the things that I did finish, what I like, what I didn't like, and my goals for 2024, and the books that I've already read. Because I have already read some books, even though we're only 3 weeks into the new year. But we can kind of cover on to like what I've discovered and what I like so far. So let's go ahead and like get into it. So, okay, of course, I do have my reading journal that I use on my iPad that I was using. Where we left off at last time, I was at like 13 books, and I had just finished Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score, which was a 5-star read for me. 10 toes down. I freaking love it. Like, Lucian, I love you. I think I did definitely talk about him in the last one as well too. But I did kind of dive into some of my Black book eras as well too. So I kind of explored Kindle Unlimited for the most part to see like what new ones that I have not seen. I did go ahead and read What If I Love You by Yvonne Marie. I read started this series, another series by Natasha Bishop, and it was Where We Found Our Home, which was an interesting book. I gave it 4 stars, but not quite 5 stars like the Things We Left Behind, because baby, the other Natasha Bishop books as well too, Only for a Summer, 5 stars. This was not quite living up to that status, but it's definitely was still a good story. And there's 3 books in that series, and I probably will finish those. They're all in Kindle Unlimited. And then it's like the We Found Our Home series. So we'll see if I finish those this year. I did go over, well, hang on. What else did I read? Okay, I read The Friendship Contract by Mia Henselman. Yeah, it was a pretty good book. I found it similar to another book that I read this year that was similar to like the friendship, like friend group. We're gonna sign this contract. We're not gonna break the contract, but then ultimately breaking the contract because they fall in love is a typical trope. But I give that one 3 stars. Now, one book that I feel like this may cause a little uproar with a lot of people, that I found that it was good, but I didn't give it 5 stars, but a lot of people did, and that was All I've Wanted, All I've Needed by A.E. Valdez. And okay, don't get me wrong, the story was there. Story was great. You know what sent me with this book? When she said, "You're all I've ever wanted, all I've ever needed." And I just cringed, and I was just like, I couldn't take it. So after that part, it went from 4 stars, 3 stars for me. Now, I did download the rest of the series, so we're going to try it again, because I do like her writing. Surprisingly, she is a really good storyteller. I love the details. The story starts off based in Houston. Like, I live in Houston, so I was like, haha, I know that. So it was very relatable. And the characters were cool, but it still was kind of a little unrealistic for me. Like, am I the only one who likes romance novels who are like just realistic for me to believe that could happen in real life, but not super hyper realistic that it brings me down to remembering that this is real life and not a fiction book? See, yeah, that's me all day long. After I finished that one, I ended up buying a book. It wasn't on Kindle Unlimited, but it's by Taina Montfort, and it's The Last Minute First Lady. I saw this one on TikTok, and it was a really cute book. Realistic, I don't know, but it's super, super cute. The main character was a news reporter. She ends up kind of getting canoodled in with a congressman. Well, he's running for mayor, I think. Mayor or governor? I think he was running for governor. And she gets caught up in it in the sense of like, he needs somebody. He's not married, he's single, and he needs like a first lady really, really bad. And she's like up to the task, and they end up falling in love. Typical romance trope, I would say, but it was still cute. I liked it. I gave it 3 stars. It had a little bit of like mystery, a little bit of a thriller section in it. Again, I think that part is what threw me off, the thriller part, because I was like, is this actually believable? It seems kind of iffy. Her family was kind of questionable, but it wasn't like questionable that I could go along with it. It was like I'm watching a Lifetime movie questionable. After I finished that one, I did read The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is a part of the series, the Dreamland Billionaire series. Okay, if you if you've heard anything about these books, it's basically a fake Disney World. Okay, that's all I got from this book. It was a weird power dynamic. It was a Grumpy Sunshine type situation, but he was the boss, she was a worker, and it didn't seem very natural to me, if that makes sense. Like, he had no reason to be grumpy. Like, I understand if you're like a grumpy and you live a life that reflects that, but you're literally like the CEO of Disney World. Smile. It's not that difficult, I promise you. Since December came along and left, I did want to kind of dip my toes into a little holiday reading. I did download several books, but I only read one holiday themed book, and that was The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. Okay, I was kind of nervous about it at first because I saw some like questionable reviews on TikTok, but then I was like, it's Lucy. I haven't read anything I hated from her quite yet, so I decided to give it a try. It was cute. If you like HGTV, if you like small town Hallmark romances with a little extra kick, this is great. Like 10 out of 10. Like, I gave it 4 stars, but it's still a good holiday read. It gave me what I needed. It gave me exactly what I was looking for. It was great. 10 out of 10. After that, my best friend, she's been dying for me to read Ali Hazelwood, and so finally picked up those books. I read The Love Hypothesis first, which was her first book in this series. And so I read it. It was okay. I gave it 4 stars. It was really kind of cute. Grumpy Sunshine type situation, but STEM related. So she takes a chance and kisses a random guy in a hallway, and it happens to be another like professor at the institution she worked at. Well, she was getting her doctorate at, and it was really just to prove to her best friend that she was over her ex, so her best friend can finally date him. And it was just like the story of them like fake dating, and she's like, can you just fake date me so my friend will like realize that I don't care about my ex anymore? And she's definitely more than welcome to like go after that, but she's too good of a friend to like do it naturally. So that's where it started at. And then one trend that I did find with Ali Hazelwood in these books is that like it always takes a trip. It takes a trip for them to go to a conference, or they have to go do an interview somewhere in another state, and that's usually where the relationship kind of kicks off. And that's what happened with this one. And then also the second one, which is Love on the Brain. This one was interesting as well too. This was also based in Houston. I was kind of surprised. It's at NASA, and so it was interesting because I want to say, they've crossed paths before, and it's like a second chance romance. He's always loved her. She had no idea. She thought he hated her, but really he was just like, I can't be around you if I can't be with you type situation. It was cute, but the first one was definitely better. And then after I finished that one, I did give myself a break from Ali Hazelwood because I did want to skip between the last one in the series and before the new one comes out later on this year. So I was like, I'll give myself some time before I read the next one. And so I decided to pick up Twisted Love with, oh shoot, now my camera doesn't want to pick it up, on Kindle Unlimited. So now about this book, the Kindle Unlimited cover does not look like this. If you know, you know. I did not like her writing as much as I thought I would, which is interesting. Anna Hung, like, her characters are still like in the break of like young 20 year old, like 22, 23. The main character in this book falls in love with her brother's best friend, who's like a very much mysterious, grumpy 27-year-old like millionaire who no one knows what he really does. Like, she built up his character so well to be like this dark, mysterious, like, oh, I'd rather not be bothered with young women like you, like, type of thing. Just for in the end, spoilers, by the way, spoilers, warning, spoilers. Just for in the end, for him to like grovel back to her. I meant, like, took this man down, crawling on his knees, traveled across the world, was like stalking this woman. It was too much. And I was just like, I don't like him anymore. I thought he was just this big, burly, like, strong man. And now he's like dying at the fact that this woman's not in his life. No, unbelievable. So that ended my that ended my book journey of 2023, and I decided to go ahead and read the sequel to this book, which was Twisted Games. And it was only because they led up to it very well. She did lead into the second book very well. The main character's best friend was a princess. Fun fact, you know, in DC, was a princess from a European country, and she went to school where she went with her and everything, became best friends. And she had a bodyguard that stayed with her. Of course, she had to protect her because she is royalty. She's like second to the crown, and her bodyguards ends up having to go home back to their main country, and she gets a new bodyguard assigned to her. And I was like, bodyguard romance, I'm kind of here for it. Let's go for it. It didn't hit like it was supposed to hit. Let's just say that. It could have hit better, okay? But we'll back up for a little bit. So that was the end of 2023. That rounded it up with Twisted Love by Anna Hong. That was my last book I read in the year. I did finish it like on the 31st, which is really crazy. So I did read 23 full novels and one novella. And the novella I read was on Kindle Unlimited. And it was a Thanksgiving one. It was nice. I liked it. It was a little palette refresher. Am I the only one who reads like big books and then like I just need something to cleanse my palette afterwards before I get into the next ones? That's definitely me. But yeah, it was an interesting year. I found a new love for reading, as you know. My Kindle is my best friend. I bring it everywhere, and so this year has been no different so far. I've read 4 books. I'm only 3 weeks into the new year, and we've already read 4, so I'm very, very proud of myself. So, and I did switch up my journaling for this one, so we're gonna switch over so you can see this one. Okay, 2024. I started the year off with my last Ali Hazel book that I had, which is Love Theoretically. With this book, I did give it 4 stars, which honestly I should give it like 3.5 to 4 stars, mainly because I feel like I was reading the exact same story for the 3rd time. Not saying that's bad, but like, girl in academia falls for somebody she's not really supposed to. They end up getting a really good relationship. Somebody comes and not only threatens her relationship, but threatens her job. Then she's like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then they all of a sudden magically figures it out, and they live happily ever after. That's literally the story 3 times. I wasn't mad at it, but it's okay. I feel like the Love Theoretically was just the Love Hypothesis in a different font. Literally. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it gives it an extra kick because we did revisit some of her old characters from her other previous books. So I wasn't mad at that part. It was kind of cute, like how they're all just like a circle of friends. But again, like I said, it was definitely Love Hypothesis in a different font. But you know, that's neither here or there. My second book that I did go ahead and read, which I've already mentioned, was Twisted Games by Anna Hong. Again, if I can see that, if you know, you know. The real cover on Kindle Unlimited does not look like this. 2 stars. 2 stars. It was too long. It was too drawn out. The story felt kind of all over the place. It didn't really fit in together. Like, it didn't make sense. Um, it was not giving what it was needed. And like, I feel like this was such a good like story set up in the sense of like, she's a princess, he's a bodyguard, it's forbidden love. She was writing in a sense of like, it wasn't really a forbidden love, but it ends up still being a forbidden love. It was weird. It was weird. And like, the bodyguard conveniently happened to be from the same country. His dad happened to be in a high power in the country. Like, it was weird, but it ended up still not working that way. I don't know. If you've read it, tell me your thoughts, but I couldn't get down with it, and I was kind of highly disappointed. I gave her first book I gave it 4 stars. I gave Twisted Love 4 stars. Twisted Games definitely 2 stars. I was ready for like a Beauty and the Beast type situation. I was ready for like, you know, again, Grumpy Sunshine setup. Wasn't doing it for me. Was not doing it for me. And you know why? It's because she wrote the bodyguard in the first book when we first met him. She wrote him as a very weak, unassuming person. You felt that he just kind of didn't know what he was doing with his job. He was like a try hard. But in this one, he was like completely different. Didn't like that. I don't know if she forgot what she wrote, but I didn't vibe with it very well. The next book I took on was By the Book by Jasmine Guillory. Now, I've read books by her before. I really do enjoy her writing, okay? This book took so much out of me. It took so much. It wasn't a long book, but it felt like it took forever to read. Like, I was so exhausted by the end of it. I think it is due to the fact that it's a book about writing books, and I was just like, stab me in the eyeball right now. Like, I can't take it. And again, was it believable? Not at all. And I read the reviews on Amazon and Goodreads, and they were like, oh my gosh, it's this classic retelling of Beauty and the Beast, da 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 da. This Beauty and the Beast trope needs to stop. Because this is not doing anything for me, okay? Not at all. Like, I don't even know what the dude's deal was. Like, he had no reason to be grumpy. He had no reason to be. Like, yeah, your parents kind of sucked. But other than that, there's no reason for you to be grumpy. It was kind of a weird setup. But I did get this book a long time. Like, I got it back in, like, last May. And it took me, I read probably, like, 14% of it. And then I gave up. And then I went ahead and I was like, you know what? I'm going to finish it. So I pulled teeth and I finished it. And I was so mad. I was so freaking upset because I was just like, I did all this for what? That's crazy. It was exhausting. Anyway, so I finally finished it. Gave it 2 stars. I love you, Jasmine, but this book was not doing it for me. It was not. And apparently it's supposed to be a part of like a series with different authors. It's called the Meant to Be series, and I read the first one, and it's called If the Shoe Fits, last year, and it was pretty cute. I was expecting it to be like in the same like wavelength, not expecting it to be the exact same writer because it's a completely different writer. But I didn't get the vibes. I didn't get that this was a series. I didn't understand that concept, so I'm just kind of like, forget it. I'm not gonna worry about it. So I needed a comeback book. I needed a book to revive my wanting to continue to read, and I think I found it. So the last book I just finished was Savvy Sheldon Feels Good as Hell, which is such a cute little cover. Like, look at that. I love purple books, maybe because my favorite color is purple, but it's by Taj McCoy. I saw this book at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, you know what, this looks like a cute cover. I read the back of it, and I was like, okay, let's see what it's about. Got it on Kindle. I gave it 4 stars. I would say probably 4.5. The only reason why she does not get full 5 stars is that Savvy, the main character named Savannah, everybody calls her Savvy. She just, I don't know. I think she wrote it to show that her character evolved throughout the book with her confidence. But I hate that she didn't have any confidence to begin with. And she has no reason not to have confidence. And I was like, baby girl, get it together. Like, beginning of the book, she works really, really hard. She's an underwriter, and her boyfriend, a long-term boyfriend, was like, I'm tired of this. You've gained weight. You changed too much. I don't like it. You wear too much. I don't like it. And she's just like, oh, well, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna get a revenge body. I'm gonna upgrade. Because he told her that he wanted to upgrade, which I get. But also, ain't nobody down as bad in 2024, I feel like, in real life. Like, I don't think anybody's like down that bad. Like, and the way she wrote her in the book, it was like, she used to be a college athlete. She hurt herself. She got injured, and so she gained weight. But I don't think it was a weird type of vibe, but I did connect with the book. I did like that. The book definitely wanted me to play tennis because she was a tennis player and got back into tennis and refound her love for it, which I was like, ooh, I kind of want to go play tennis now too. Her friends, best part, like her friend group, 10 out of 10. And I think that's why I don't believe her confidence level was as low as it was, because her friend group was too good for her to be that lacking of confidence in her own personal life. So it's nice. She finds somebody she likes who happens to be a contractor, and at first she thought he was homeless, which I thought was kind of stupid. I think it was stupid. But other than that, it was a pretty decent book, which was really good. I just literally finished this one like 2 days ago, which I read it in like 2 days, really. But it was a good book. I think I found a rhythm back for this year, so I'm 4 books down, which is crazy since I literally started on January 1st. 4 books down. And I'm currently more than 60% done with the 4th wing, which I started a few months back. I only got about 6% in, and then I kind of like stopped. But 2 of my book clubs that I'm a part of are reading it for January, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finally read it. And once I got into it, it is pretty good, I will say that. I do like the writing. I'm not a big fantasy person, but this definitely is like, I'm in it now. Like, I'm really like, ooh, what's gonna happen next type situation. But I see why people love fantasy. I really do. It's different from what I'm used to, but I like it. I'm not hating it. I don't hate it right now. Just cool. So hopefully by next week I do go ahead and finish that bowl. I probably will finish it before the end of this week, because I did have 2 extra days because it's a snow day. Very exciting. So I have spent the whole day pretty much reading, so I've just kind of like been chilling. So I may finish it before the end of this week, and then after that, not 100% sure what book I'm gonna pick up, but it's gonna be something good. We'll see if I find something on Kindle Unlimited I want to read, or something I already have on my Kindle. So we shall see what happens. But I'm happy that this year's off to a good start. Hopefully y'all join me next time. Hopefully I have more in-depth reviews, and if there is a book you want me to like go into a depth review about, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to do it. Like, this is all new to me, but I still want to have a platform so I can be able to talk about what I read, because I feel like, yeah, I'll talk about it with my friends, but like not everybody reads the same books that I do. So if you find something and you're like, oh my gosh, Sienna, tell me about it, let me know. If you suggest something, I might read it. You never know. But we can be friends. I like this vibe that we have going. It's cute. I like it. Hope to see you soon again. Thank you for joining. And I hope you pick up a book soon and find something that you love. Bye.